Hi, it's Lauren Perreault from RE/MAX with your weekly home update for the Portland metro area with data through the week ending May 5th. Mortgage rates have cooled since April's highs, but affordability remains a challenge for many buyers. Did the recent rate cut have much of an impact on the flagging demand in Portland metro real estate? Is the increased supply of homes for purchase putting downward pressure on sales prices? Let's take a quick run through the latest stats and trends and try to answer these questions. Well, after 3 weeks of relatively low numbers, sale prices have risen. The average sales price increased 3% over the previous week and 5% over the same time period last year. I was not expecting this rally given the steady rise in interest rates that began in early April, when many of these sales most likely took place under purchase contracts. Despite the high numbers we saw this week, I believe we will have 2 to 3 more weeks to see the effects of the high interest rates putting downward pressure on sale prices. Something to watch. Interest rates dropped and buyer demand increased. In fact, we have seen the highest number of new purchase contracts agreed to by buyers and sellers this year, and we are back on track to outpace last year's total, at least for the past week. Now for Lockbox opens, which is one of our measures of high intent buyers looking at homes with their agents. That number has been fairly consistent for about 3 weeks, but it is still trailing last year's numbers by nearly 17% on the Oregon side of the border this past week. So while there are fewer buyers out there, more offers to purchase have been accepted. That tells me that there are not as many buyers in this high rate environment, but those who are looking are serious, which means that every showing is important for sellers. The supply numbers continue to rise week after week. The number of homes available to buyers in the metro area continues to rise, as is typical during this time of year. Spring's the time. Sellers typically enter the market as our spring buying season approaches. Buyers still have about 41.5% more homes to choose from than last year at this time, which is down from the previous week's peak of 44%. We'll just have to wait and see if demand can keep up with the number of homes on the market. The number of bank-owned homes on the market has been steadily decreasing since the peak a few weeks ago. The number of notices of default, which is the first step in the foreclosure process, was relatively low last week. Like I said, though, there may be a backlog of troubled homeowners who are just having trouble making their mortgages. They may be currently in mandatory mediation with their lenders. So I'm keeping a close eye on these numbers. Mortgage rates continue to fluctuate after reaching 7% a few weeks ago, a record high for the year. Last year we had a little higher than that. We have dropped to 6.625%, but keep in mind that this is the best case scenario based on the lowest advertised rate I found. Most borrowers will likely end up with a note rate of 7% or higher. If there are any significant changes in mortgage rates between now and Friday morning, I will post an update. That's all for the last week's market update. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and whether you are buying, selling, or simply concerned about the value of your home, be sure to follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our newsletter. You don't want to miss out. Or give me a call at 503-683-1885 or send an email to lauren@pdxhomesforsale.com. Enjoy the sun this week, and I'll see you back here next week.